Right, this is just a quick walk around video for a Honda Civic. This is a 1.8 EX petrol and this is the I-Shift model. 2008 car, as you can see, with just 39,900 miles recorded. Car's in really lovely condition, but I'll just go around the car and pick up any sort of minor marks I can do for you. But basically, starting with the front here, all the lenses completely intact, there's no cracks, condensation or otherwise in those, all in very, very nice order indeed. Just go around onto the bonnet here for you. Stone chipping is very minor and very, very little of it indeed, but the bonnet's in very nice condition. Not always given on the Civics given the angle of these bonnets, but clearly a nice sign of ownership. A couple of little touch-ins, you know, people have done a couple of stone chip touch-ins, but generally very, very nice. So come to the offside of the car, offside front alloy, very, very clean indeed. There's no marks on the spokes, only inchiest little bit of curbing up there. I mean, it is minor, and a front Avon tyre in very, very nice condition. Panel work all incredibly clean and crisp. It really, really is. It's not to say you won't find, you know, with a microscope a tiny little mark somewhere, but you are really going to have to try very, very hard indeed. Rear offside wheel, no curbing on that one. Alloy absolutely perfect, and you've got a Michelin pilot on the back of this one with loads of tread again. Coming around the back, again very clean and crisp. This car's got fully operational and colour coded rear parking sensors fitted to the car as well, which is a nice feature. And coming to the offside of the car now, again just as crisp as the near side of the car, just as crisp as the offside was. It's in fabulous, fabulous order back here. Also, the only little mark I did see, just to show you, just needs a little bit of a touch in just on the corner there. Just a little touch in of paint will make that look absolutely spot on. Rear near side alloy, absolutely super. Again, minuscule little curb mark there, but it is very small indeed. And a matching Michelin tyre on the back. And again, panel work absolutely as clean as you'd expect or hope to see. And finally, Avon tyre on the front, again loads of tread, matches the other front tyre. Alloy very, very good, but as with the other front one there, again been really nitpicking, just the tiniest little bit of curbing on there, but it is very, very, very small indeed. But externally, a car that sort of matches the miles of the car in really, really lovely condition. So coming to the back of the car now, you can see parcel shelves there, all good and intact. All carpeted area, all in very nice condition again. Huge boots on these Civics. Obviously you've got 60/40 fold in the rear seats. Just up here, you've got your power outlet there. And you've got your jack and wheel brace in there. And you've got your pump in the side there. This car's also, which is a nice option, had a full-size space saver tyre fitted into the car. Which isn't standard on these vehicles, and sometimes people do like to have them in them. So coming to the back of the car now, near side rear door card. Just got the seats here, just to show you in their vertical position. This forms part of what they call the sort of the magic seats. So you end up with this absolutely cavernous extra stowage area in the back if you so wish. But it's all in fabulous order. They pop up in seconds and pop down just as easily. It's all beautifully engineered as you'd expect by Honda. Seat fabrics, absolutely super, really, really lovely condition. Right, coming to the front of the car now, again driver's door card, really lovely condition, hardly a mark on it at all. Sill area is all really good. Driver's seat pretty much untouched, fabrics look absolutely fantastic on it, really do. And then passenger side one again in equally good condition, really fabulous order. Right, so inside the car now with the engine running as it has been all the way through. Just show you the passenger door card there, again all in wonderful condition, it's in fabulous order in here. Just pan down here quickly just to show you, obviously you've got the full owner's manual pack with navigation and car manual, and the original Honda locking wheel nut set for the car. Dashboard itself is in absolutely superb condition, it really, really is. Obviously EX spec, so you've got this dead simple, nice easy setup there. all working absolutely beautifully. High up sat nav system, again working absolutely spot on. With this you can just go into various different menus, press the climate button there, you can see on top there it changes it to the climate control setting, back to map, or you can go straight to the radio on there, which works absolutely perfectly. Coming down, obviously you've got the automatic gearbox lever. I talk more about this on the following road test of this vehicle in a second as well. Cubby hole in the middle here, pop that back there, I'll see your cup holder there, and that can be moved forward and back to increase space or otherwise. Coming across the main dashboard, again, it isn't, the video really probably doesn't do it justice, just how nice and clean and tidy this car is. You can see there, this twin deck dashboard on the car. If I pan in there, hopefully you can see 39,929 miles, engine running, and there's no warning lights on the car. Now this video was actually done after the video that follows this one. It's just the way it's edited to when I do them. Multifunction steering wheel, as you can see there again, all in really fabulous order. Got the paddles up here for the gear change. You've got obviously audio on top left, cruise control top right, hands-free functions bottom left, and information display controls on the bottom right there. But all in super working order. Every button I press has worked perfectly. You can see there, press the button there. You've got the folding mirrors, all working exactly as they should. I'm going to take a quick opportunity to just run through the service history. Cars had 6 recorded services. The first 3 done with the Honda dealers, you can see there at 5, 12 and 14, or just under 15. Then we've got 2 Ford dealers actually, they've serviced it at 27 and 33, and we've just serviced the car at 39,839 miles. I've actually been driving the car for the last few days, which is why the miles has crept up, and I can verify the car drives absolutely beautifully. So finally, just to come under the engine bay here, just to explain, the engines sound a lot noisier on the videos than they do when you're actually stood here. But the engine bays, as you expect from a Honda, beautifully laid out, all nicely presented. Engines absolutely fantastic. Just with regular servicing, they will go for hundreds and hundreds of thousands of miles. Cam chain, so there's no belts to change, and the reputation for reliability utterly unmatched in its class. A wonderful engine. What will now follow should be a road test of this very car. Right, this is a quick road test for a Honda Civic. This is a 1.8 EX I-Shift. Particular car, if I can read it, is registered GJ08HLV. Start this brief road test. The mileage currently recorded is 39,840 miles. The reason we do the road tests is, I say in virtually all of them, it's basically we want people to see the cars in operation prior to come to see us. That way, if there's any issues with the car, we can relay them back to you. We'll also give you feedback on the vehicle. Road tests are done on pretty much the same roads you're going to be doing yourself. Road testing on yourself, very close to our business. As you can see, they're very, very quiet roads indeed. This, believe it or not, is not far off what around here is considered rush hour. What I try and do on the road test is do pretty much exactly the same as you do yourself, and I'll just go through it in order. Bit of a brief background to the car. The car's obviously just come to us. I've driven the car previously, literally just been serviced by ourselves and just gone for an MOT that was done independently of our garage. MOT picked up on nothing apart from the front brake pads being slightly on the thin side, and we've just had those replaced. So it's got brand new brake pads on the front of the car. There's nothing else reported. Ironically, when I took the pads off and had a look at them, the pads themselves actually had quite a lot of wear left, but that's by the by. But they're done, it's all good. So just feedback on the car itself. Engine of the car starts absolutely first turn of the key, or press of the button in this case. Very sweet revving. The engine oil that came out of it was pretty much like gold. It was absolutely pure. But as I said, the engine oil and filter has been changed as well. There's no warning lights on the dashboard relating to the engine. Pulls very sweetly, operates exactly the right temperature that's meant to. pulls with gusto, but it's very, very, very refined indeed. Engine then runs through into the gearbox of the vehicle. This is the I-shift gearbox. There's no clutch on the car, that's done for you. It all works absolutely beautifully. I'll come back and spend a bit more time on that because I like to do it on the I-shifts just to explain what they're about and the benefits that is fairly obvious with them as well. But in essence, the powertrain of the car, utterly faultless, it really is. Driving the car, as I'm driving along now, the vehicle tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel of the vehicle. It feels incredibly taut and tight, as you'd expect given such a low mileage on the vehicle. Likewise, the suspension of the car, as I say, we know it's all in good order, having had it MOT'd. But even an MOT'd car, you can, with a bit of age, sometimes you can feel a few little sort of clunks and bangs underneath, which, just wear and tear. But the reality is, this one feels just exactly as it should. Lovely and tight, very crisp. It's just, it feels, it hasn't lost any of its original tautness, which I love. What I'm looking for as a driver, as I said, those little clonks and bangs tend to be little things like kind of anti-roll bar links, little drop links, suspension struts, which would pass MOT, but just make the car feel tired and a little bit old. But this drives along beautifully. When you hear it going over bump, it does so well damped, but without kind of any of those kind of nasty noises there. But overall, a car that drives, much as it should have done when it came out of the factory. Also, driving along, just listening out for kind of wind noises and intrusions that really shouldn't be there. And what I mean by that again is kind of wind hisses, annoying ones that you get where you might have a badly fitted windscreen, or perhaps someone's accidentally skagged a door seal in the vehicle. But it's all very, very quiet and subdued in here. Exactly, again, as I'd hoped to find on any of these Civics. They are, very nice and quiet cars on the move. They really are. Brakes on the car, clearly in top order. The front pads are done. There's no vibrations from the pedal at all. No pulsing, or sort of nasty sort of shimmies to it, which you get sometimes with sort of worn discs. But it's all, again, the pedal's right at the top of the pedal, nicely modulated, very well judged, as Honda tend to do. They don't make them grabby and horrible and over-assisted, which used to get on a lot of French cars notably. But this one, it's they're in very, very fine order indeed. So I'm just going to come out onto the main road. This is where life does get a little bit busier sometimes. What's nice, obviously, with the I-shift, say there is no clutch, so when you get to situations like this, which is quite a steep little hill, it doesn't really show it on the video. Your hill starts really easy. Just apply the throttle, take the pressure, pull away. There's no trying to sort of slip clutches to get yourself in position. But what I do now, just spend a bit of time on the gearbox. I-shift, or the principle or the idea behind it, is to give you, basically the internals, I should say, are exactly the same as the manual gearbox on the car, on the manual cars, sorry. So you get a 6-speed gearbox. That then gives you a really easy sort of 40 plus to the gallon. Whoever had the car the last 1,000 miles, the average MPG was 42.3, and I reckon that's actually quite low compared to what you can really get. When I've got mine, on open roads, sort of 45, very easy indeed. But let's stick with this one as it is. What the problem with a lot of automatics is that if they're not Japanese, they can be unreliable. And everyone knows that if you have a fault with the automatic gearbox, it can be very, very, very expensive to fix. Whereas the internals of this use the same synchros and gears and hubs that you get in a normal manual gearbox. So any repairs, were they ever needed, not that we've ever really touched one of these, you're not looking at anything like the same repair costs. So that's one of the major advantages. Secondly, obviously you get the 6 speeds, so you've got more ratios in there to give you far, far, far better economy. The old 1.6 Civic Autos, used to do about 30 to 35 tops. These are 40 to 45, so you can see that a huge, huge improvement. What's brilliant about the automatic, I think these gearboxes should be used in two ways, and those that are really afraid of using cars manually, then that's fine, just leave it in automatic and drive it in automatic. What I think most people tend to use with these is to use them in manual mode most of the time, because it's no hardship at all. To change gear, I'm currently in A for automatic on the dashboard here. If I just push that lever there to one side, it's now speed matched my gear, so it knows that what gear I should be in. It selected me 4th gear. To change gear up or down, so simple. If I want to change down gear, pull the lever back down, it's changed down to 3rd, and its speed matches with the revs, so it just flicks the revs up to make it very smooth. Change up, just press it forward. Simple as that. It really is. So with the car in front as now, if I wanted to overtake but want to get by a bit quick, I'd drop it back to 3rd there and put my foot down and go. I'm not going to overtake, by the way. And then up to 4th, up to 5th, up to 6th. It's as simple as that. It really is. If you want to do it in a kind of sort of natty Formula 1 style, you can use these paddles on the steering wheel here. This one to go down the gears, this one to go up the gears. So pull it back now. 5th gear, 4th gear, 5th gear, 6th gear. That's how simple it is. The advantage of it is that the problem with automatics is they haven't got eyes. They can't look ahead to see what's coming up. Whereas you might want to go to a junction, select 2nd gear. The automatic always wants to be in the highest gear possible, so it might be in 3rd. Then it decides it wants to change down. It kind of flounders around, which is what can be quite frustrating on a lot of automatics. This way you can be in total control of it. Worth pointing out, you cannot stall the car. So if I was going to come to a stop, which I will in a minute, I'm in 6th gear here and I'm not going to change down deliberately. What the engine does is it knows you're going too slow and will change down all the gears for you right until you're stationary, where it'll actually select 1st gear. When you go to pull away, obviously the engine will rev and you'll think, why on earth isn't it changing? You realise you're in manual mode and you've got to change gear up. It won't change up for you. So what I'm going to do now is quite deliberately slow down. I may not come to an entire stop, depending on what traffic is like. So 6th gear currently, slowing down, 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. So it did all the gears for me, didn't stall the car, simple as that. So if you're looking at road signs, or you get a little bit sort of distracted, then the car will look after you. So it's a really, really, really clever system, and it's because it's so easy to do. It doesn't frighten people away from actually operating the car in manual mode. It really is that simple. Other things, obviously, if you are overtaking, it makes that much safer, because clearly when you go over to overtake a car, again, automatic cars are great, but it may want to change up halfway through that manoeuvre just when you don't want it to. Then you've got to kick down again and you're left sort of dilly-dallying around in a position really you don't really want to be doing it. So there's loads and loads of benefits to it. I tend to use the manual mode the whole time, apart from when I hit heavy traffic or I'm stationary. Then I might just go into automatic mode, or driving around lanes I don't really know where I want to concentrate on where I'm going, rather than changing gears. So it really does give you the best of both worlds. Looking inside the car here, EX spec, I've said in my previous videos, I absolutely adore these cars. The interiors are absolutely brilliant, all in fantastic condition in here, as you'd expect with such a low mileage on the car. But EX spec, so you've got this lovely big high mounted sat-nav system, which is all fully functional, works really easily. Then down here, controls here for climate control, radio, all again very, very simple, not like some modern cars which can be horribly complicated. Coming across here, directly in front of me, to my favourite part of the dashboard, which is this 2-tier dashboard design. Absolutely wonderful. You've got this lovely high up display for your speed, but what it means is I can be looking ahead to junction markers here, but also taking into account what my speed actually is. That's my kind of peripheral vision. So it's such a clever system. It really, really is. To the left of that, you've got your little gear indicator to tell you what gear in, or A for automatic if you just drive in automatic mode. And to the right of that, you've got this little econometer, just encourages you to drive in a more economical fashion. Down below that, we've then got a more conventional binnacle and a big dominating rev counter in the middle of it, and an information display system slap bang in the middle, so you can then scroll through, check your MPG, check who's got the seatbelts on or off, and it's got little warning indicators there. So if you're low on fuel, or whatever reason, or it's cold outside, it may ping up a little light from time to time just to let you know. To the left of that, temperature gauge, and as I said, that's running perfectly on the car. It's running a third of the way, which is exactly where you want it to be on a Honda. And to the right of that, you've got the fuel gauge there as well. Everything's working absolutely perfectly on the car. Air conditioning, I tested it earlier, pumping out lovely cold air. Heater works beautifully. Electric wing mirrors fold and adjust exactly as they should. All the electric window switches work. All the multifunction display, the multifunction steering wheel controls work absolutely as they should as well. It really is in fabulous order. When I did the pre-delivery inspection earlier on, it's a sign of a good car that it really just didn't really need anything at all. Even the tyre pressures were bang on. Loads of tread on the tyres, all top brands as well, which is lovely to see on the car. So someone hasn't really skimped on anything when it came to looking after the car. But the purpose of the video really was just to give you an insight into the vehicle itself and pick up on anything that may not be quite right. The fact that there isn't anything, don't think that's just salesmanship, and we're bound not to say it, because on my videos I do mention these things. So if there's something not right on the car, then I do mention it. I don't hide from those at all. But all I can say is, based on this test drive and on previous experience of these particular cars, this is a wonderful, wonderful example, and one you'd expect to be nice given such a low mileage of the vehicle. Clearly, if I've missed anything out on the video, then don't hesitate. Please do give us a call, and I'll be happy to answer any questions you may have.